Hi, I'm Craig Jones with Performance DIY, formerly Epoxy Coat, and
Rosa Correa.
And we've already prepared this concrete floor. This has a coating on it, so we've removed surface contaminants, and we've diamond grinded it, ground the floor, and we have swept it and vacuumed it. And then what I like to do is do a once over with a power blower. It's pretty simple. This is just a small room, so it's really easy. When you get into corners, you're watching with this power blower, you simply kind of rebound it off the wall, and then you just walk and spread it out. Inside is your mixing stick, 2 part B activators, or 1 part A of resin, in your mixing bucket. And so we have a small area here we're doing, so we're only going to do a application of a half a kit, and so you get to watch that. And so here is our toolkit. This happens to be a number 2 toolkit, because when we apply this base coat here, this good kit, we are also going to be coating over the top of it later to show you the difference of the better kit and the certified kit as well. And so inside this kit, we have 2 roller covers. I'm going to be using one only for the good kit. We have the clean and prep solution, but we chose to go diamond grind instead of using the clean and prep solution. So the clean and prep solution is very easy to use, and we'll show you that in another video. We also have the non-skid, and we'll show you how to apply the non-skid. You've got our squeegee here, which is reusable and is really a good thing to have. You clean it up and you can keep it and use it for things. With 2 mixing sticks in this kit, and your mixing wand, 2 brushes, add your 2 pair of gloves, and your handy dandy spike shoes, and everything necessary to build the spike shoes. Let me show you how the spike shoes are built. Pretty simple. You can come with a tool. So you take the long screw, you put it in here like that. You take the nut, put it on. You do it on all of the areas and tighten it up like this. After that, there's straps on. There's 2 straps. They go through. I like feeding them through the bottom here and through the bottom there. And the result is, thank you, Rosa, is too easy. Spike shoes. You can reuse these spike shoes too as well. So we're pretty much ready, and you're going to see how simple it is for us to install this. And there are, as I had mentioned before on prior videos, there are 3 things that you will need to apply a coating that do not come with it, and that is the roller frame, the roller pole, and the drill to mix. And we'll show you that here in a second. Okay, we're pretty much setting up our mixing area now. So if you're doing a garage, my recommendation is put some plastic poly down. You can get that anywhere pretty much, but even garbage bags will work. And then you have your own mixing setup. But before you start mixing, you want to take the objects here and you want to prepare with them. So you're going to take your mixing wand that comes in that kit, pull off the ends, you move that. Right, you got this. You're going to take your 9-inch roller or something. That's not included. We're going to take your 9-inch roller cover. That is included. You're going to put it on. You're going to take, when you're ready to roll, this hole, this broom hole, can go on to the 9-inch rollers and use to roll. But we're also going to use the same thing really easily with the squeegee. So if you want, you can use another pole, or you can use this one. And then what I typically do is I gut tape it. Okay. Squeegee is ready to work. You're ready with your roller. All you're going to do is mix and apply. Pretty simple. And I think we've got almost everything. I like to make sure everything is out of the way and ready to go, so when you apply it, it's a nice, easy application. And this, again, is a small room, so it's really going to be nice to show you what it's like in tech quarters like this.
Now we're ready for the application of the good kit. And you'll be surprised how fast this actually goes, because if you do things in an orderly process, and it's so much easier with these kits, the way they're set up. It's meant to be as easy as possible, and that's really the beauty of it. So you put on your rubber gloves.
And in the hemp kit that we have 2 quarts of part B. So we're gonna open up 1 quart, pour it in first. We always recommend part B goes in first, part A goes in second. Okay. Now you have to remember, if you have more than 1 kit, you want to batch mix the part A's together before activating. And you put them in an outer bucket, you pour your part A's, and you mix them together so you have guaranteed color consistency. That's a recommendation. If for any reason in transit it was really cold, one of the attributes or characteristics of high performance resins is they could seed, which means there's little clumps and bumps. When we manufacture this, it goes through a thorough triple filtration system, so it's very, very fine filtered, so you don't have any clumps. The only way you could have clumps is if there's seeding. Now, seeding is similar to if you have honey and you leave it in the cover when it's cold, it'll turn kind of like that chalky seeding. If you heat this back up, it'll be no problem. It'll all go back to normal, and there's not a big deal. So what we recommend is you heating up water and to about 110 degrees and set the bucket in the water and let it sit in the bucket there for about 15 minutes, and then remix it, and the seeding will all go back.
The second most important thing when you're making your product or installing your product, prep is the most important. The second most important is you must mix this product 3 minutes. You may think it's totally mixed. 3 minutes. Okay, so now we're getting ready for application, and this is a recommendation, especially if you have more than 1 kit. You're going to have an outer bucket with the second kit, and if you don't, just any bucket will work. Just make sure it's clean. We always recommend you take mixed products after it's mixed and pour it into the other bucket, like so. That will help ensure that you don't have any issues on your floor with curing. One key you want to be aware of. Once you activate this product, you have limited time to use it. So you want to pour it on the floor right away, all of it. You do not want to leave it in the bucket. If you leave it in the bucket, it will cure faster in volume than it does in a thin film. So make sure you pour it out on the floor, and this is how you do it. And this is what you do, and it doesn't matter if you're on a small floor or a large floor. This is generally, reading the instructions is very important, in addition to watching the video. And what you want to do is, to make it easier for yourself, you're gonna pour it out. So the light acrylic, I'm gonna use a little bit more. Okay, so once you pour the mixed product on the floor, you want to take your chip brush and dip it in here like this. Our product has really good hiding, so it really cuts in nice. Okay, so we've cut it in the floor, we've mixed it, spread it out, cut it in. Our squeegee is ready to go. Now we're ready to squeegee. And so my recommendation here is to clean your squeegee. And again, you can use thinner. Thinner works really good, but this way the squeegee is usable. And the next thing, you could actually take the blade right out if you wanted to. Okay, so next, now that we've cleaned the squeegee, we're putting on the 9-inch roller sign. And what I like to do is get the roller pre-wet in the thickest area, in a bubble area. I like to go with the rubber frame on the side. Okay, the edge like I'm doing.
Ellie, hit your wall.
You see how nice it flowed? Material is really, really awesome. You can surely tell you not a lot of material is this good. So when you're done, before you flake the floor, you simply want to make sure that it looks nice and even, and that it is there's no balls or separation of the pigment. If there's separation, you want to wait, and that's my recommendation, to wait about 20 minutes to a half hour, roughly at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. A little bit shorter at hotter temperatures, longer at cooler temperatures. Make sure it's starting to tack up, and you can rebat roll it again so it looks nice and smooth and there's no separation because of the contaminant that could be on floor. If there's any bubbles, there's two options. You can walk through with your spike shoes with a power blower. Same blower I was using to blow off the floor. You can blow the bubbles and it'll pop them. Or you can also use a torch, which works really good. Torches are awesome. You just wave it over the floor and it'll pop the bubbles. And sometimes with high humidity conditions or high temperatures, you can get bubbles. And that's why we always recommend that when you apply a floor coating, that it's cooling off rather than getting warmer, and you do not want direct sunlight. That way you'll have a nice easy finish. You won't have to worry about bubbling issues as much as you could or would have. So now we're going to get into the flaking, which is kind of fun. And there's so many great things about flake chips. They create a non-skid texture, and they also create a mosaic look and hide any imperfections in your floor. So watch what we do. Okay, now we're done back rolling and we're satisfied with the look of the floor, which is essentially exactly what you want before you flake it, because after you flake the floor, you can't go back into the floor and re-back roll. So you want to make sure everything is good. So it may take you even up to an hour of back rolling to make sure everything is perfect for you. So now you got this roller cover. We recommend you remove it from the roller frame immediately, smacking it on the edge of the garbage can, and it'll remove it, and then your frame will still go. Okay. Now we've already applied the coating and we are going to be flaking the certified. And the certified system is really easy to flake. Once the coating system is laid out and everything's nice, and to be honest with you, you don't really have to worry about bubbles or flocculation, separation with the rejection system, which is a certified system, because you're gonna flake it to rejection. So it's pretty simple. And so unlike the other system, is the good or the better, you're just throwing large amounts all the way to SS. And you're going to make sure you cover all of the epoxy. There's no wetness to the epoxy at all. The only thing on it is the flake chips. But when you're doing the certified system, you want to make sure you go back and you can walk back through nice and gently for over the next hour and fill up any wet spots. The most important thing in this application is that everything is dry. You don't want to have to add more flake to the clear coat. You want to make sure everything's dry, and then tomorrow you sweep it off and vacuum it. Once you apply the clear coat, everything's nice and simple and easy. So we appreciate your business, and we hope that you go to Performance DIY and check out all our different products. Thank you so much.